welcome to the April 2023 housing market update for Northeast Ohio. This is the hot and what's not edition. Here we go, we're going to play a little game today, so play along with me. But before we do so, I have a few little market stats to share. I just looked, did you know there are 440 new homes on the market in the whole thing here, like the whole area? 440 new homes. Hold that number in your brain. Now, there are 1,233, so 1,233 homes that have sold or gone under contract in this last 7-day period. So 1,233 homes sold or went under contract, 440 on the market. What does that tell us? There are not enough homes to meet buyer demand. There's about a 1/3 of a month of inventory in the entire area. For every single buyer out there, there are not enough homes. It's hard. Don't panic. We'll find you something. Now, back to the task at hand, our hot and what's not. Ready? Let's go. Pre-approvals. Hot. Definitely hot. Super hot. Don't go see a home without this. If you aren't pre-approved, don't even bother walking in a home. Doesn't make sense. With a market where there's only 1/3 of a month of inventory, you aren't going to get it if you aren't pre-approved. Cash purchases. Oh my gosh, super hot. And yet, don't think that that means that you can get it for like $100,000 under the asking price. Doesn't mean that. Sellers like cash, yes, that's true, because they don't need to have an appraisal. However, at the end of the day, whether you take a loan or you buy in cash, it is all the same to the seller. Closing cost credit. Oh my gosh, closing cost credit, kind of could be hot, could be not, depends. You still have to pay more than the asking price and, get your closing cost credit wrapped in there so that the seller gets what they need. It can be a win-win for both parties, which can make it hot, but it's not inherently hot because it isn't that kind of market. Buyer inspections. Back to hot. Last year, 2022, buyer inspections were not. But today, in 2023, buyer inspections are back. Most buyers are not asking for much after inspections. However, they are having their inspections, whereas last year we had to advise most of our clients to forego their inspections, which I really hated to do. Now we're going to get into some home decorating things. Gray paint. Hot or not? Sorry, not. If your house is painted in gray, don't be bummed if you still like it. That's cool. Just not what's hot today. Minimalism. Hot or not? But I'm going to say minimalism is kind of headed to not. These days we're seeing more layers of colors, more layers of decor, statement lamps, statement light fixtures, things like that. So minimalism is kind of headed to not. White cabinets. Sorry, that's a not. Hot or not, that's a not. I mean, what we're seeing today is much more natural tones in kitchen cabinets. So if you're putting in a kitchen, most of the people that I see are either doing a color or they're going with a natural look. Oh, and don't get stressed out if your house looks like this and you're about to sell. Really don't get stressed out because this is still what's selling. It's just trends, right? We're trending in this direction. So don't stress out if your house is minimalist, painted gray, and you have white kitchen cabinets, you will still sell. So don't be worried about that. Because remember, there's only 440 homes on the market, which is only 1/3 of a month of the inventory that we need to satisfy our buyers. So don't stress out if this is your current look. But back to hot versus not, natural stone. Hot or not? Super hot. Like super, super hot. Honed, meaning not necessarily glossy, beautiful, really natural. Countertops, both in bathrooms, kitchens, bars, things like that. Walkways, very beautiful with a lot of natural stone, looking really sharp, and let's call that hot. Muted tones. Well, pastels may feel best to you. What we're seeing today for hot versus not is hot is the bold colors and the muted tones, frankly, are not. So if you're of the bold layered color look, you're in today's hot category. Mid-century vibe. Oh my gosh, Hot or not? I think you probably know, super hot, right? I know, whatever the Jetsons was putting out back in the day is so back with a vengeance, restyled, re-energized in today's kind of modern versions, and made with materials that are resilient and wipeable and cleanable and do the things that people need them to do, meaning that the furniture is not going to splinter the way it did in the olden days. Open floor plans, hot or not? Not. Wow. People have discovered that they actually like rooms and they actually like walls. And that's not that shocking, because if you've ever tried to take a phone call in an open space, or, your kid wants to watch something and you're trying to do something else, it's virtually impossible in an open space. And then of course, oh my gosh, we don't even need to mention the work at home thing, right? I mean, work from home, whether you're remote some of the days, all of the days, you're a freelancer, the open workspace is tough. It's tough. And people prefer sort of some kind of office space. And those 440 homes that are on the market today, there might be some office spaces in some of those, and I bet something will work. So I'm going to go with the open floor plan, kind of headed towards not. So remember how we talked about inspections, hot or not, and I said they were hot? Well, guess what? I have a whole video for you on inspections, like your inspection checklist, what to be looking for when you're at your home, when you're at the home that you are buying, and you're figuring out what's hot or not for that new home. This checklist will help you all the way.